Hi, my name is Gina. I'm a practicing artist and a visual arts student at the University of Victoria. I'd like to share my research that I've been working on Victoria's Garry ecosystem. I was completing a co-op term for the University of Victoria on Haida Gwaii. I was there working at the Haida Gwaii Museum, and during my time there I became very interested in foraging, and I started to do my own research on foraging. And I found that the more plant species I discovered, the more the natural environment was illuminated to me. After I finished my work term on Haida Gwaii, I moved back to Victoria, and when I came back to Victoria I started to notice a disconnect between urban landscape and a more natural environment. And I felt compelled to answer the question of how these two spaces can exist together. And so within Victoria, I was trying to find spaces in the urban setting where the Garry ecosystem had still been maintained, and I started to forage for plants in these spaces. So to identify the plants I was finding, I used Nancy Turner's books on biodiversity for Southern Vancouver Island. And I really explored spaces that were around the UVic campus or that the UVic campus was directly adjacent to. So I went to Mount Tony, for example, and spent a day there trying to photograph plants and bring those photos back home and re-identify what these plant species were. I took the discrepancy between the natural environment and the urban environment and used that to create a multimedia public installation using printmaking and other forms of technology to allow people to engage with imagery that they might come across while foraging and to illuminate parts of the Garry ecosystem through this public multimedia light installation. Having grown up in Victoria, the Garry ecosystem has always been very important to me. And knowing that it's the only one of its kind in the world, I felt that it was important to share this knowledge and share the knowledge that it is an endangered ecosystem. I wanted to present this knowledge in a way that was more engaging and exciting and used imagery in a way that we're familiar with modern technology. I feel as though it's important to highlight old ways of recognition and new ways of recognition. So in old ways of recognition, you might have used a field guide to go identify plants and pick them yourself, but maybe a new way of recognition can be relating to this imagery and just recognizing that it's in our environment. My first iteration of this installation took place on the University of Victoria's campus, and now I'm planning to expand this installation to other public spaces in Victoria.